Okay, again I welcome everyone in this new assignment, that is week 7, assignment number 7, and the assignment due date is 13th of September 2023. And in this again we have total 10 questions. So let's try to understand all of them one by one. So first question says, which of the following statements are correct? Okay, so here we have 4 statements. Let's see one of them first. The first statement is, a string is a collection of characters terminated by /0, that is null character, and that's correct. Whenever you are creating a string in C language, it will always get terminated by null character. Okay. Next, the format specifier percentile as s is used to print string, that's also is correct. The third one is, the length of the string can be obtained by strlen function, that also is correct. strcon function is used to join two strings, this is wrong. Okay, so in this the 4 statements, the first 3 statements are correct and the 4th one is wrong. Therefore, if you look at the 4 options which is given here, option B will be the correct answer because it says 1, 2, 3 as the answer. Okay, so let's now move to the next question. The next question is, what is the right method of initializing a 2D array? Now it's a very interesting question because if you look at a 2D array initialization, it will be somewhat out of these 4. Okay, these 3 actually. Now in this, what actually we have to look for? So if you look carefully, here we have a row and column. In the first case it is saying 2 2. In the second one it is nothing is written there. In the third one, row is written there but column is not present. Okay, but the correct answer is option A. Why option A is correct? Let's try to understand. Actually, the mentioning of column is compulsory, whereas the mentioning of row is not compulsory. Why is it like that? Let's try to understand that also. Means, let me try to explain with an example. I'll just write here with one more option. Look here carefully. Int ABC, and I'm just mentioning here the column part. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if you look carefully, if column part is mentioned here, I can automatically find out how many rows will be required. Why I'm saying like this? So if it says that every row should contain 2 elements, so if I look here, I have 4 elements. So it means what? The first row will have 1 and 2. The second row will have, second row will have 3 and 4. Means it automatically says me that 2 rows will be required in this scenario. Means what I am trying to refer here is that if you are having the the column part, means automatically you can find out how many rows will be required. Okay, that's why the column part is compulsory and row part is optional. Okay, therefore if you look at option B, in the option B nothing is mentioned, neither row nor column. Therefore it is difficult to find out. That means every row will have how many elements. Now option C says there will be 2 rows, but it doesn't mention anything about columns. Again it is difficult because I have 4 elements and I cannot specify in every row how many elements will be there. Therefore, as per the rule, the column section is compulsory and row section is not compulsory. Only option A is satisfying that, whereas option B and C is not satisfying. Therefore, option A is the correct answer. Now let's look at the next question. The next question is, array passed as an argument to a function is interpreted as, option C will be correct, that is address of the first element of the array. It means what? Whenever we are passing the array in any function, it actually takes the address of the first element. Okay, means it will not take the address of all the elements. It will not take the value of the first element. It only takes the address of the first element, and that is the rule. Okay, and number of elements of the array, that is option D, that also is wrong. Okay, so what I am trying to make you understand here is that whenever you are passing an array as an argument in any function, the address of the first element of the array will be passed. That is the correct answer, and that is actually the logic. Okay, therefore option C is correct. Option A, B and D are wrong. Now let's look at the fourth question. The fourth question is, in this you are given a 2D array and you are asked to find out some answer. Now if you look at this 2D array, let me try to draw this 2D array here so that you can understand better. Now let's look at this 2D array. In this 2D array, this is our 0th row and 0th column. This is our 0th row and first column. This is our 0th row and second column. This is our 0th row and third column. Okay. Similarly, if you look carefully, as our question says, it is asking for second row and first column. So second row means this is actually your 0th row, this is your first row, and this is your second row. Okay. Now as it is saying about second row, so we'll look for second row. Now in second row it is asking for the first element, first column. So this was our 0th column, this was our first column. Means it is actually pointing to this value, because this value is actually second row and first column. Therefore we are trying to print that value, therefore 10 will be printed. Let's look at the next question. The next question says, it is again about 2D array where we have a character array of 10 by 8. 10 by 8 means there will be 10 rows and 8 columns. And we have only 3 elements initialized. So the first element will go to the 0th row, the second element will go to the first row, and the third element will go to the second row. And in every row, the maximum number of elements stored can be only 7. Okay, because 8th one will be our null character. Okay, now if you look carefully, it is asking in the next statement is asking about A of 2. So A of 2 means it is talking about the fellows string. Okay, so what will happen? We'll try to print fellows, and therefore option A will be the correct answer. In this we have to keep in mind one more thing, that if in the initialization part, as it is mentioned here 8, if this value is lower, then there may be some issues. Okay, so please, it is my advice, try to reduce the value of 8 here by 3, 4 and all, and try to check that what kind of answer you are getting for the same printf statement. Now let's see question number 6. The question number 6 here, if you look carefully, here 2 strings are initialized. The first one is in the double quotes, and second one is in the format of character array. Now if you look carefully, as per the logic, whenever you are initializing any string in the double quotes, the last element is always the null character, that is /0, that you have to count. Whereas in the case of character array, this /0 is not automatically inserted. This is very important thing you have to keep in mind. Means, I'll repeat once more. Whenever you are creating a string in double quotes, /0 is automatically added there. Whereas if you are creating a string in the format of character array, /0 is not automatically added. Okay. So if you look carefully, str1 and str2 contains all the elements in the same way. I mean, it contains the same elements. So if you count both of them, it's going to be 17. Whereas as /0 is extra added there, therefore its length will be, or its size will be what? It will be what the size? The size will be 18. Because every character size is 1. Therefore, as there are total 18 characters, therefore total size will be 18. Whereas in str2, total number of elements is 17 and every character is having 1 byte of size, therefore it's going to be, the size is going to be 17 bytes. I hope it's clear to everyone that how in str1 the size is 18 bytes, whereas in str2 the size is 17 bytes. I will repeat once more. In str1 /0 element is extra added there, therefore total number of element is 18. Every element size is 1 byte, therefore total number of bytes is 18 bytes. Whereas in str2, as there are 17 elements only, therefore it is 17 bytes. Therefore, if you calculate N1 and N2, it is saying N1 says size of str1 is 18, whereas size of str10 is going to be 1. Therefore, the answer is going to be 18 for N1. Similarly, if you do for N2, size of str2 is 17. So 17 by 1 is going to be 17. Therefore, option A is going to be the correct answer. Now let's see question number 7. Now this question number 7 is again very interesting. Look carefully, guys. Now in this, if you look carefully, we have a variable s which contains a string, and the name of the string is also string. So if you count the number of elements here, it is 6. So number of element is 6 here. Therefore, if you try to find out its length, the length will be what? 6. Now if you look at this for loop, in this for loop, if you look carefully, it is trying to run a for loop from I equal to 0 to I equal to length less than I less than 6. Therefore, this loop will run from I equal to 0 to I equal to 5. Means it will run 6 times. Therefore, let's try to find out its value 6 times. In the first time, we have to calculate P of I. First time is going to be 0. So P of 0 will be what? Let's see. It says S of length. So length is what? 6. So 6 minus I. The value of I is what? 0. So S of 6 we have to calculate. So S of 6 will be what? If you look carefully, if you look at this string, S of 6 is going to be what? Look carefully, guys. It's going to be the null character. Why? Because this is S of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. S of 5 is Z. S of 6 is null character. So S of 6 is actually your null character. Therefore, P of 0 will be what? Null character. Similarly, if you calculate the P of 1, it is going to be what? S of 6 minus 1. That means S of 5. So S of 5 is what? G. Means what actually is happening here, if you observe carefully, we are trying to store the string S, okay, the string which is stored in the variable S in the reverse order in the variable P, okay, or you can say in the P array, P character array, okay. Means if I just try to sum up, P of 0 or P array will be having the elements, or you can say string, in this format /0 and the complete string in the reverse order, that is G, then it will be N, I, R, T, S. Okay, so P is having this as a string. Now when we are trying to print this, what will happen, as this is starting with /0, that is null character, nothing will be printed. Therefore, option D is going to be the correct answer. I'll just show this with the help of an example. Let's see, guys. So I have opened here the online editor, and if you look carefully, I am just taken a character array and I have taken a string hello there, and I'm trying to print it. So when I will run this, if you observe carefully, I am getting the answer as hello. Now what I'm going to do is, before H, I'm going to insert /0 as a null character. And if you try to run now once more, you will observe that nothing is printed. Why nothing is printed? Because it is the rule that if you try to run a string and if the string is starting with null character, that means it will not print anything. Okay, so please keep that in mind, guys. Now let's see question number 8. The question number 8 says that we have a array 10 of 10 of float type, okay, and the starting address is 2000. So question says what would be the memory address of the element array 5 6, and assuming that float takes 4 bytes of memory. Okay, so in order to make you understand this question, what I have done is I have taken a diagram to explain it. Now if you look at this diagram, I have taken here a array, complete array of 10 cross 10, okay, and I have taken the address of float, okay, I have taken the address, starting address as 2000. So if you look carefully at the first block, it is said that every block is of float type and it will be taking 4 bytes of space. Okay, so if I take 4 bytes of space, it means what? It will take 4 addresses. So if I just try to show you the first address, the starting address will be 2000, the next will be 2001, and the next one will be 2002, and the next one will be 2003. So this completely will be for the first block. Means what I'm trying to say is that the next block will start with 2004. So what I have done is inside the diagram I have written the first address of each section. So first block will start with 2000, second block will start with 2004, similarly third block will start with 2008, and so on. Okay, so if you just try to arrange 10 by 10, so if I just write the column names, so it is 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, okay, and this side 0 1 2 3 4 5, and we were asked what will be the starting address of 5 6, means fifth row and sixth column, fifth row and sixth column. So fifth row and sixth column is coming at this location. So the starting address will be, I have calculated it, and it is going to be 2224. Okay, it's my, just pause this video for a moment, and if you look carefully all the addresses, you will find that starting address of every block is correct, and the starting address of fifth row and sixth column is 2224. Therefore, let's look at the question section once more and try to find out the answer. So if you look carefully, we have option C, that is 2224. Therefore, option C is the correct answer. Now question number 9. Question number 9 says, in C, the placement of elements of two-dimensional array is, actually it is row wise. Means if you look at a two-dimensional array, let's suppose if I draw here a two-dimensional array of 5 cross 3, it means what? There are 5 rows and 3 columns. Means what? In the first row, I will first of all put 3 elements, and then again I will take the next row and I'll add there 3 elements. So actually it is row wise. Okay, means if you try to find out the address also, let's suppose it is 5 cross 3, then first row will have first of all let's suppose starting address is 1000, okay, for the first address, and let's suppose it is a character array. So second address is going to be what? 1001. Third address is going to be 1002, and the second row will be coming here. Okay, we will be containing the next 3 elements. So what I'm trying to make you understand here is that the placement of element of a two-dimensional array is row wise and not at all column wise or diagonal wise or bottom to top wise. All these 3 answers are wrong. Okay, means if you even look at the diagram which I explained in the last question, if you look carefully in this, if you look at the second row, can't you see it is having the addresses after my first row has ended? Okay, so if my means it is like the second row is actually coming here, okay, and then third row is after the second row. Okay, I hope you have got my answer. Now let's look at the last question, that is question number 10. It says, what will be the value of I after execution of C code fragment given below? Now in this, if you look carefully, we have three strings. Okay, now in this three strings it is written that the elements are fixed. Okay, so what will happen if I execute this last statement? Now if you look at this last statement, it contains three predefined functions. The first one is strcmp, which is doing the comparison, strcat, which is used for concatenation, strcpy, it is used for copying. So what will happen here? First of all, internally this will be executed first. So in this case, what will happen? A copy will take place, and whatever data is present in str1, that will be copied to str2. So str1 is containing the string that is dils, and that will be copied to str2. Means str2 is now containing dills. Okay, now means this is executed, and we are having the element here as dils. Here we are having a value dils. Now strcat, what does it does? It does the concatenation. So it is concatenating str3 with str2 actually. Okay, because strcpy function will copy the element, it will return back also that one. Okay, therefore now str3 is having defo as a string here, and this second part is having the string as dils. Therefore both of them will be concatenated, and the answer is going to be daffodils. Okay, so what will happen now? Now that string strcat will concatenate both of them, and the resultant string will be returned. Okay, now strcmp, what it does? It will compare both the strings. Now here the first part, after executing strcat, we have the string as daffodils. Okay, now if you look carefully, the first part is also daffodils, and the second part is also daffodils. Now if both the strings are same, strcmp will return 0. So strcmp, what it does, it compares the two strings. If both the strings are same, completely same, then it will get the answer as 0. Therefore we have the answer as 0. Okay, so guys, go through all the questions once more, try to understand all the concepts, and if you are having any issue, you can write in the comment box. Okay, and if you find anything new to tell me, I'll be really happy with that. Okay guys, thank you everyone.